Hi guys, Cleo here to review Crysis 2. I played it on Xbox 360, but it's also available on Windows PC and PlayStation 3. Crysis 2 is a bit like what might happen if Call of Duty, Deus Ex, and Halo got really drunk one night and ended up in a splicing cell together. It's got shooting, stealth, and aliens, which is usually a pretty good combination, although a little passé in the video game world. The gunplay elements are almost exactly like Call of Duty, except that there are a lot fewer gun types. However, the ones that are in there behave pretty differently, for instance the electrical types, which will make an enemy explode from the inside out. It's exactly as sweet as it sounds. The stealth aspect, however, is more overpowered than a level 10 archer in an Elder Scrolls game. Right out of the box, you can bypass almost every single enemy without so much as rubbing noses if you should want. Eventually, though, sneaking around all the time gets boring, so if you're like me, you'll take advantage of the armor mode and just start killing everybody. The only drawback is that I can't help feeling a little bad about killing the cell agents, as they're only doing what their boss told them to. And no, I don't mean that in the old, "I was just following orders" excuse. I mean their boss actually told them that you were a biohazardous terrorist that needed to be killed. In fact, they think they're doing the city a great favor by taking you out, or trying to anyway. As for the aliens, they're never explained in too much detail, and their only identifier seems to be Ceph. That may sound familiar to Mass Effect fans, except instead of android zombies, the Ceph are basically glow-in-the-dark squid with giant red spots to tell you where to shoot. As there are technically 3 factions in the game, the aliens and humans will shoot at each other, but like many games with questionable AI, they tend to start ignoring each other and shoot you instead the moment you step on scene. Ceph aliens also seem to win against the humans every single time, which doesn't speak very well for futuristic military forces if they lose that easily against bipedal squids bearing lasers. I did play Crysis 1, but I never finished it, so maybe that's why I'm missing a lot of information. But Crysis 2 doesn't seem to offer much by way of a storyline. There are good guys, there are bad guys that turn into good guys, and vice versa. But all the player knows is your name is Alcatraz, you were given a weird, almost sentient mechanical suit by a Samuel L. Jackson impersonator named Prophet, and there are currently some dudes shooting at you, so you should probably shoot back. Surprisingly, I really like some of the musical scores in Crysis 2. First-person shooters aren't typically known for having epic music to go with all the gunplay and explosions, with the obvious exception of Halo, but there were a couple of tracks in Crysis that I really liked. Another technical aspect that bears mentioning for Crysis 2 is that the game has often been used as a hallmark to tell if your PC is properly up to specs. But for all the hardware intensity, the game's graphics really aren't that great, at least not by today's standards. The textures are mad, there are very few enemy models, and some of the particle effects were downright laughable. I'm not saying that graphics are super important in video games or anything like that, but I do think the fact that so many people had trouble running Crysis on their computers relates more to inefficient coding than it does to super high quality content. But then maybe I've just been spoiled by jaw-droppers like Assassin's Creed and Skyrim. By and large, Crysis 2 is a fun game, and I did enjoy it. I just didn't find any part of it particularly innovative or attention-grabbing. All of the aspects in Crysis 2 can be drawn from older games, though perhaps it's this particular combination of gameplay and graphics that people think is so awesome. The ending was a total cliffhanger, and while I'm not about to go out and pre-order it, I wouldn't mind renting Crysis 3 when it comes to Gamefly. Thanks for watching! Please leave a comment with your own impression of the Crysis games, and if you found this review useful, please like and favorite. Cleo out! What was that? I don't know.